Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Houston Astros. Now, before we get started today, I wanted to take a moment to address a comment that I'd seen that says basically that young hitters aren't developing in historical games. And, friends, I searched every corner of the OOTP forums and I couldn't find any article that suggested that. There's a couple of reasons why that might be. First of all, a couple of you had mentioned a video, and maybe something they've only they've noticed it in a video, but they haven't posted it to the OOTP forums. Or maybe it's something that's just happening for some of you, but not others. I mean, Tim Foley is developing. He's not developing very quickly. And looking at his statistical record, I'm not surprised. He had an okay season. Actually, had a very good season, at least power-wise, but he's also only 19. So it's fair to say that I don't expect him to necessarily go completely bonkers. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that recalc is off. I want the development engine to do things. So, I'm not saying I don't believe you if you say that hitters aren't growing. I'm just saying that I'm not convinced just yet. And I'd rather just keep going. And if it becomes something truly disruptive, then we'll take a pause until it gets fixed. If someone could point to a specific forum where they see it happening, or even better, go to the OOTP developments boards and post it as a bug report so that it gets fixed. I think it's really, really important to do that. But for now, my friends, we're going to assume that we're going to see some development from Tim Foley, because he's probably going to be our opening day shortstop. I'm not saying he's necessarily the answer, but when you see Clete Boyer is literally a hair above replacement, I don't think that's a good use of our resources. We do need a new left fielder, because we traded Carlos Matt. And we could probably use some other players as well. Oh, no, we don't, because we're going to have Albie Pearson playing right. Those who that said I should have taken Oliva over Pearson, I probably would have, if not for one thing. This is my 7th season with the Astros. What that means is it's more important to find players who can help me right now than it is players who can help me 3 seasons from now. If I were doing, say, 15 or even 20 seasons with each team, I think I take Oliva, and I think it's probably for the best that I do. But for me, I think we're making the right call, but we'll see what happens. Last time, though, we did actually make the World Series, believe it or not. We got utterly raffle-stomped when we made it, but we got there. And with a bit of extra health, some more productive hitters, I think we can go there again. And that's what we're going to try to accomplish this season. So, for right now, let's go ahead and check on our staff. I'm going to get a new first base coach. Once I get that, that should help. All of that. Let's get going, my friends. Oh, you know what? I don't want to check. Yep, you've all got some pending offers. Brilliant. That's true. And let me be realistic here. If we had all of our pitchers as healthy, we'd have one of the deepest rotations in the major leagues. Unfortunately, we lost 2 of our starting pitchers nice and early, and that created some pretty serious issues that we couldn't easily adjust from. You know, if we want to keep Boyer for one more season, having Tim Foley play second isn't a terrible idea. I'm going to think about it, depending on who we end up getting in the draft. Good for Joe Cronin. Treemark wants more money. That's fine. You can have 3,500. And done. Good for Gary Wagner, I guess. Oh, do we have the best possible mixture here? There we go. I don't like base running is still important at this period, but it's not how our team is built right now. I think having great outfield teachers is more useful, in my opinion. Have they in fact given you more money? I don't believe that they did. What's probably happening is they're probably getting offers to be a major league coach. Yeah, see, you're clearly not, it's clearly not about money. Not for Mark anyway. It's clearly because somebody is offering you a better job. And I get that. But I continue to say this every week. It remains annoying as shit that I have to keep thinking and reacting every single time. That is no bueno. Who did I... Oh, I wanted Allie Clark for AAA. That's right. My AAA hitting coach. Well, I will happily give you 12 grand. If you take that. And then I will offer a different manager for rookie ball. Let's try Goody Rosen again. That seems fine. We get Allie Clark. That is fantastic. Goody Rosen got even more. Okay. I guess. Joe Morgan got a Gold Glove playing first base. Didn't he get one last season too? Yeah, he's got 2 consecutive Gold Glove campaigns at first. That's cool. I don't mind that at all. Silver Slugger, Jerry Roos, weirdly enough. And that's it. That probably says a lot about how our season ended, doesn't it? Alright, bruh. Give me someone who's good with mechanics. Here we go, Reese Diggs. And then Frank Kalin. Boom. Wonder if I got Manager of the Year. I did. I mean, I did go to the World Series, so I think that's a fair thing to ask for. Well, we got Reese Diggs. I don't happen to know the other guy, though. Must not have wanted to sign with me. Jerry Lynn, I'd like you... Really? Damn it. I want to give you an extension, but you're just being a jerk. Here we go, Paul. Which means I'm going to lose my first base coach. Really? Like, I get it. Your shoulder is inflamed, but you need to stop taking him out for like 2 freaking years. That's ridiculous. I know I'm gonna lose Jerry Lynn. Why would you rather be a pitching coach than a third base coach? That doesn't make any sense to me. You're not even that good at pitching coaching, but So this is an interesting problem. So Mike Schemer is controlling, but he's also a terrible teacher. Joe Cronin is nothing too exciting. Yeah, we're basically going to have to hire a new third base coach. Let's focus on development. I kind of like Al Milnar. Which positions do we need the help at? We need someone who can teach us infield and outfield. So someone really good at the outfield. Let's go ahead and grab Mr. Al Milnar and offer him a deal as to be our third base coach. I know I forgot to check personalities, but I'd rather have a better coach at this point. Excellent. And how do we feel about that staff role wise? He is easygoing, but the only person who doesn't like that is Don Richmond. So if one guy's grumpy, we'll survive, right? We'll survive. So let's get some Hall of Fame voting in, shall we? I'm going to keep carrying the torch for Jim Bagby. It's not going to matter. He's not getting elected, but I still think he is... Like, he's not automatically, yes, he's a slam dunk, but I think he's pretty close. Larry Dobie, I think, deserves to be in the Hall. He had a very fine career indeed. Same with Dave Ferris. Maybe Mike Garcia. Eddie Yost, we can vote for him too. PB Reese, I think, is a worthy choice. You gotta love a man named Bear Tracks. That's just the law. Snuffy Sternweiss, I don't mind if he makes the Hall of Fame. I'm not convinced that he would be like one of the very best, but Bobby Thompson, I think this is the first guy since a clear first ballot guy because of the 400 homers and the 2,700 hits. I don't think he'll be the only one to make it. I think one of the others high-ranking voters will make it through. Like maybe Snuffy Sternweiss or Eddie Yost or whatever. But the one who's definitely going to make it, in my opinion, is going to be Bobby Thompson. Which he deserves. I mean, in real life, Bobby Thompson also made the Hall of Fame. But it was for basically just the one home run. Whereas... if you look at the real life Bobby Thompson's career, it wasn't that great. He made it because of postseason heroics. The shot heard around the world, basically. In the 51 World Series? I believe that's the correct year. Do correct me if I'm wrong, though. That's basically what made the Hall of Famer in real life. This version of Bobby Thompson is a legit Hall of Famer no matter how you slice it. He was an exceptional player for a very long time, and he definitely deserved Hall of Fame status. Let's submit that ballot. So what do other teams have that we don't right now? We don't have the nuclear power threat. We've got a bunch of hitters who all hit fairly well, but we don't have a top-tier power threat. And that, I think, is the single biggest issue with our current team. I truly believe that. We have a bunch of 20-homer guys, and maybe Tom Yagi can hit close to 30. We don't have any 30 or 40-homer guys. And we don't have any in the minors either. So if we're going to make a splash, we desperately need a big power bat. I mean, hey, you say power, I say Ben Ogilvy, Dave Kingman, Cecil Cooper. Those are all pretty big power guys. Let's see who's left at 20. I would be over the moon for a top tier second baseman. The problem is, it looks like there's only one in the draft, and there's no way that Rennie Stinnett falls to me. They seem to think I'll end up with Mike Anderson. And I gotta say, Mike Anderson's a pretty crappy fit for the Astros. We'll see who's actually there, though, and then we will make appropriate adjustments. Okay. So let's start with Pete Broberg. Pete Broberg is a really talented starting pitcher. He doesn't do anything fantastic, doesn't do anything badly. There's a lot to be said for Mr. Broberg being selected. The downside of picking him is we're effectively, again, conceding the fact we're not going to have an elite offense. We need that big, honking Thunderbat if we're going to make it back to the Hall of Fame. So who is the best power hitter remaining in this draft class? That would be Mike Ivy. But even Mike Ivy isn't an elite power bat. And he definitely would be a work in progress. And so that's kind of a downer for me. That's kind of a downer. I'm not saying Mike Ivy won't be a great player in 3 or 4 years, but I don't have 3 or 4 years. So it doesn't make a huge amount of sense to take him. So, okay, so we're not going to do that. We could go for Daryl Thomas. Thomas is meh. Thomas definitely doesn't do much for me. Dave Rader's got an okay bat, but I'm meh. Steve Braun is a really talented hitter, but I've got plenty of, just talented hitters. I think we take Broberg. As much as he underwhelms me with his underwhelming talent, the fact is he's ready to start day one if we need him to. And I think he'll be a good one. So I'm going to take Pete Broberg. I mean, heck, if you're going to leave me with Mike Caldwell in the second round, I'm going to jump on him. Unless Dwayne Anderson is anything special, which he's not. Hey, you're going to give me 2 starting caliber pitchers in the first 2 rounds. I will just build up a really deep pitching staff and then flip for other pieces I might need. I'm going to take Leo Foster as a project and see if he can ever figure out how to hit. And then we're already at a bunch of crappy players, so. I feel okay with the draft. I don't feel great about it, but I feel okay. And especially with the setback that Mr. Griffin suffered, I really think getting at least one new starter was going to be important. And look, I know I could have taken Mike Ivy with my first round pick. I just don't think, given the tight time frame I have at work, it was a smart choice. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I made the wrong choice and will pay for it in the very near future. But I think I made the right call, in my opinion. So, hi. Anybody I want to target in the Rule 5? I mean, I guess I'll just see who is available to me. Oh. Yeah, you can clear that. Someone took Tom Dukes. What? What? I don't care. Tom Dukes has 0 impact on how I'm going to play baseball. Nobody can say Gordy Coleman doesn't have power. It kind of feels like a waste, though, to waste a 40-man spot on a player who's not going to be an everyday player. I think I just pass. I don't think there's anybody worth taking in the Rule 5 this season. Cool. Could we go back to the World Series? I frankly don't know how we made it last season. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna give it the old college try. Nobody made it. Interesting. I'm not hugely surprised, but I'm a little bit surprised that not even Thompson made it. Wow, people are being kind of hard asses. Interesting. Tom Hutton is slipping a little bit. I'm not that surprised. Albie Pearson is getting older. How dare he? Truly a crime. Okay, Tim Foley. Oh my god, game. Stop making relievers into starters. Just stop. Just don't. There you go. Pitching, we're going to rock a 6-man rotation, and I'm going to let my bench coaches decide who goes where. Why are... Oh, because you're both... I both have you forced to starting pitchers. That makes sense. I am going to do one of these. And like that. Perfect. Lineups. You're going to start Foley at second. I respect that choice. We're going to see how he does. In the training of the spring. I am going to request a scouting report on Tim Foley. Okay, wow. His... What the hell? Interesting. Very interesting. His defense is getting better and better, but his offense is just vanishing. Intriguing. That is very intriguing. Don Sutton is getting a tiny bit worse with age. That's fine. Interesting. Now, is this the curse that you were also kindly reminding about? Or is there something more here? Is it just Tim Foley isn't going to be the megastar we thought he might be? The truth of the matter is, I have no reason not to find out. I have no reason whatsoever not to play Mo Aparicio. None. So Foley makes the roster. That's a given. Tom Griffin is out for another 3 months. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the 60-day IL. So, This is my opening day rotation. Both rookies are going to make the roster, and I'm fine with that. Both Caldwell and Broberg are going to make the opening day rotation. This gives me a total number of 17 pitchers. I don't need 17 pitchers. No one needs 17 pitchers in 1971. Joe Negro, minors. Dan McGinn, minors. Clark and Dennis, the minors. Butters, the minors. What does that put me down to? 12. That's fine. I think 12 pitchers is very reasonable. Oh, I forgot about Splittorf. Pardon me. That's very interesting. I totally spaced on Paul Splittorf and his excellent season. Why was I thinking I didn't want him to pitch? Okay then. Okay. Pete Broberg, because you're a little bit less polished, I'm going to send you to the minors. So you can pitch every day. And then Splittorf comes in there, and we call up Ricky Clark. This way, oh, you're right, it is, isn't it? I have to get rid of 3 more position players, or 4 position players, that's easily done. Torborg to the minors. Aparicio's gonna go. He's just gonna go, period. I could get Tony Oliva still. Tempting, but not helpful at the moment. Not vis-a-vis Pearson. Wonder if I can get a prospect. A lot of people want Tug McGraw for some reason. Yeah, there's nobody good there. Ooh, you can't handle right-handed pitching at all. Oliva is really damn good too. This is an interesting dilemma. Like, the problem is that doesn't solve the big problem, right? Which is that we need to free up a roster spot. But how dangerous would we be with 4 premium outfielders in case somebody gets hurt? I can't move Oliva to first. I can't put Oliva at first because he wouldn't be very good at it, and no one else can play first on my roster. I'm not benching Aggie or Cardinal. That's a given. I will trade for Oliva, and then I'm going to figure out what to do with the rest of the roster. in just a second here. I still need to go to 2 position players in order to make room. Where did Tony Oliva go? Didn't I just add him to the majors? I guess I didn't. Oh, right. Same problem. Now I gotta go to 3 players. So Hovley goes to the minors. That's easy. Hutton goes to the minors. That brings up Oliva. But I need one more pitcher, so some other position players got to go down to the minors. It's going to be Bobby Brooks. And then I can call up Ricky Clark to be the long reliever, the emergency starter when we need him. Okay. Interesting. You know, it's kind of what I was thinking they might do is just bench Pearson against lefties who he can't hit at all. But it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And I don't disagree with it at all. Especially for giving Oliva lots and lots of reps. I feel pretty okay about this lineup. It still lacks the big thumper. But I think we've got such good players to get on base and to hit consistently that I think we'll be all right in the end. But we'll see what happens. Let us go ahead and start playing some baseball games. And Oliva's gotten better. Well, he's gotten a little bit better in some interesting ways. Lloyd Allen's throwing harder. That's always a good sign. Man, Lou Piniella, fuck you. 5 hits are not allowed for you. You're not allowed to hit 5 in a series, let alone 5 in one game. I mean, Foley's hitting pretty well. Albie Pearson, not so much. Really? Joe Morgan is cleanup? I guess. I'm not going to argue yet, but we're going to see how things look. Oh, I did it again. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and... I'm just going to jump at another month because, again, 1 month of data is not that useful. That is unfortunate. Game, I don't know where you get off injuring my ace, but that's what Pete Broberg is for. Because he's my Broberg. Get it? And you crippled my other rookie, because that's just how it is. That's how this game works, apparently, is every time a pitcher has any kind of difficult workload, they just instantly blow out their arm. Not cool, game. Not cool. Oliva, shut the hell up. Okay, just stop talking right now. You'll probably get more playing time when it turns out that Pearson can't do it anymore. But I need you to shut the hell up for right now, if you don't mind. Yeah, you're just a dick, game. Oh, he's the rookie of the month. That's good, right? Alright. Yeah, Albie Pearson, you're done. Any value you might have had to the Houston Astros is now over. Tony Oliva's now our starting right fielder. All the time. not just when you need a break. Because Oliva can actually hit this season. Oliva's actually hitting... Okay, he's not hitting well either. Thanks, guys. You're both a bunch of jerks. Okay? You're absolute freaking jerks. Oh dear, literally no one is hitting for power this season, are they? Yeah. I'm going to sim 3 days just so we can get Fergie Jenkins back, and then we'll see what we're looking at that point. There we go. So let's look at Tim Foley. Is he getting any better? He hasn't been scouted since March. I think this is a good time to request a scouting report and see if he looks any better. He is defending in a not great fashion, but also not terrible. Yeah, I mean, the reason we're losing games, the reason we're 23-3 is we're not hitting at all. We're just not. And I wish I could say that was surprising, but it's not. Cleet Boyer never hits. He's literally only here because he plays good defense. Yeah, if I could be honest with you for a second, I am not the biggest fan of my offense right now. No, we don't disagree. I think you suck, and you suck. Okay. So he is getting better. It's not by leaps and bounds, but he is getting better. Which is good news, to say the least. Oliva's hitting now. That's very good news. Yeah, I see no reason to keep Pearson, other than just having a really capable backup. Unless you could get a good shortstop. For an actually good shortstop, I would actually trade Pearson. Is a shortstop on offer that is not terrible. Let's focus on shortstops, please. Gross. I mean, I can apparently not quit Woody Woodward, but... Bob Savarini? No. I just don't see it, friends. I don't see that there's an actual upgrade to be had. Let's check the trade block. Are there any shortstops of note here? There's Bob Johnson, who's injured. Yeah, so it's just not a great fit to upgrade there. Joe Morgan is real good. He's a really talented overall hitter. He's not a cleanup hitter. But so I can't give away first. I can't really give away any of the outfield positions. I rely on them too heavily for my offense. A new offensive catcher would be nice. What do we got on the catcher market? We have Perpetual Pat Corrales and Joe Askew, both of whom are terrible. Great. So there are no upgrades to be had. Which means I have no reason to trade Pearson. Maybe someone who is a bit better than us is going to need a right fielder. And we can make some changes there. I would like to keep all of the coaches this offseason. Really? I've got to negotiate with 7 people individually? Just take the damn upgrades, you jerks. I think it's because they want raises beyond a certain level that the game says you have to talk to the actual coach. Maybe? Okay. Jim Mooney has helped us be one of the best pitching staffs in the majors. I'm not going to let him walk. So he can have a nice raise. Thank God for Pete Broberg, right? He's really pitched at a high level. And that's helped keep us even somewhat competitive. Who makes the All-Star team for us, I wonder? So we do get Tom Griffin back. I would like Mr. Griffin to rehab in the minors before I have to decide what to do with him. I don't think so. Nah. Doesn't do it for me. How many Hughes are on there? Don Sutton and Dave Baldwin. And Tommy Aggie, and that's it. I don't disagree. I don't think there is another hitter on this team that deserves to make it. Like, Cardinal or Morgan are just not good enough, like, beginning to end. Okay. So, it's time to ask a very difficult question. Is there a move that we could make that would push us over the top? Is there anything we can do to make the playoffs this season? And I think the answer is quite clearly no. I don't see that happening. Okay. So if we're not going to make the playoffs anyway, is it worth trading any kind of player for any kind of package? Maybe Albie Pearson. If I could get a good prospect package or even a couple interesting prospects, I would trade him in a heartbeat. Let's just remove the extra players and see what's being offered to me. Jerry Morales is a reasonably good bat. And Mr. Zhotkovich is at least an interesting infielder. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. Like, the guy pretty clearly doesn't want to be here anymore, and that's why someone like a Jim Nettles and Larry Biltner makes sense to me. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make this trade. It's gonna make fans sad, maybe, but it's the right call. Jim Nettles, you're already a better outfielder than some of the others I've got, but I'm just gonna go and put you on the 40-man and then send you to the A's of Triple and let you just develop a bit more. Cool. Nah, not because I love John Lamb, but because you're not the kind of shortstop that I need. What I need is a defensive shortstop who won't embarrass himself with the bat. Unlike Clete Boyer. Otherwise, I'll just keep Clete Boyer. No, I'm not giving up Tom Griffin for anything like that. That seems pretty silly. I think we kind of just eat the L this season and just accept the fact this might put us in a better position to get a better player in the draft. Any movement by Tim Foley in a positive direction? Mr. Timothy Foley. He didn't get scouted. Let's request a report of scouting, if you please. Let's go ahead and call Tom Griffin right back up now, and let's go to a 6-man rotation for the rest of the season, and just let him basically throw off a mound to see if he's got, if he can be a positive contributor. I'll call up Bobby Brooks or Steve Hovley, and yeah, that can just be how we set it up. Did I get my scouting report on Mr. Foley here? I did. He is getting a tiny bit better. But it seems like he's mostly getting better at defense. But his offense is improving, right? His offense is improving. There is certainly a whole lot worse second baseman in Major League Baseball. I had one of them last season in Luis Aparicio, so... Well, that's Broberg done for the season. I'm just going to go and shut him down. There's no advantage to be gained by letting him pitch more. Really, game? You can't just let Tom Griffin get like 4 starts in a row. You absolute bellends. Yeah, we'll just send to the rest of the season. Tom Griffin is going to get traded in the offseason. I have no desire whatsoever to keep him on this team anymore. Quit having fucking setbacks, Oliva. I mean, yes, it's very true to life, because that's what happened to you in real life. But how the hell does every outfielder have a herniated disc? So we were better than 500. What a wet fart of a season. Just farting noise is the only thing I can say here. And the Mets won the World Series. We'll be picking 13th. Oh, we've got even more. No, the Brewers and Padres are already there. That's right. Alright, are you healthy? Good. Tom Griffin, I'm going to trade you while you still have any value whatsoever. All players. When I could trade for Jim O'Toole, who's basically you, but better. Bert Campaneris to bump Foley to shortstop? Maybe. Well, Roger Maris would certainly bring the thump that we haven't had, but I don't have a position for him, is the issue. I think rid of Oliva too. Yeah, I'll get Rocky Colavito back. That'll solve all my problems. I gotta admit, I'm probably most tempted by O'Toole because he gives us another really top tier starting pitcher. And yeah, he's 34, but he throws almost 100 miles an hour. That's going to play real well. So yes, I will make that trade. Done. We get a much more reliable starter in place of Griffin, and now this just makes a deep part of our team even a little bit deeper. Did anything go right this season? If everything went right last season, did anything go right this season? First things first, Joe Morgan had a very fine season indeed. He is not a cleanup hitter though. He's just not. And that is the number one thing we need this offseason. The problem is, where do most cleanup hitters play? They play at first base or in the outfield. And I kind of can't afford to get rid of any of my outfielders. Unless I'm getting such a clear upgrade that I'd be stupid not to do it. Tommy Aggie continues to be the most valuable player on the team, although he definitely backslid quite a bit from last season. Still a top tier player, still happy to have him. The power nearly vanished. This is deeply problematic. Jose Cardinal, the power almost completely vanished. I hope you're noticing a trend here. I can't carry 3 outfielders who are all basically the same guy. good contact, decent discipline, average to decent power. Something's got to give, and I've got to get a major upgrade, and I need an injection of power into this lineup. I need somebody who can just get out there and rip 30 to 35 home runs and make the rest of this lineup gel. Tim Foley turned in a pretty decent season. I can't say I'm too upset about this. Does he have greater depths? I hope so. Did he develop as well as I wished he would have? No. But I got a solid league average hitter, a bit less, who also played very good defense. And that's what I wanted when I drafted Tim Foley. I am more than happy with his profile right now. I just hope he can maybe make a couple more steps forward to show that he can be a leader with the field as well. Clete Boyer is some kind of defender in order to keep being worth 1 to 2 wins above replacement, despite being an awful hitter. Yeah, Jimmy Pags did not have a good season, but neither did Buck Martinez. So, what's the takeaway? This is what, if last season was the best version of the Houston Astros, this season was one of the worst versions of it. And we don't have power. We just don't. Getting 20 homers out of Joe Morgan is frankly a miracle. But this can't continue. We finished, in total homers mind, 9th. There are, in the National League, 12 teams. 9th out of 12. If we... Let's do team stats. The New York Mets had double the home runs we did. Double. And yeah, they had Bernie Carbo, Reggie Smith, and Bobby Bonds, and Johnny Bench, and Lee May, and Joe Foy. That's really good. And we cannot compete with that. We cannot. Even if we increase our home runs by 50%, we'd still be lagging behind them quite badly. But I think it's fair to say we have to embrace power a bit more to have even a snowball's chance in hell. We sort by slugging percentage. We're again near the bottom of the pack. So yeah. That's not good. That's cool. I like that view. It is not good, amigos. Not good at all. At least they're better than Kansas City, so we've got that to look forward to. Or San Diego. But yeah. So, we need a big thumper. I don't know how we get one, though. I truly don't. Because my deepest concern is if we try to upgrade the lineup, that the rest lineup will backslide. But the truth is, this was not an incredible lineup. At left, right, first, center, and third, we had league average or better bats. Much better in some cases. Then you get to Jimmy Pags, and he's a lot worse. And then you get to Tim Foley, and he's pretty close. So we're basically at 6 average to above average hitters, and 2 that are just the drizzling shits. That's maybe a better place to find an upgrade. Either that or trading probably Oliva or Cardinal to get a big time thumper in the middle of the lineup might be in order. We take a look at the draft. There are some wonderful, wonderful hitters in this draft, and exactly none of them will fall to me. Look, if Steve Yeager fell to me, I would grab the shit out of him because we desperately need an offensive upgraded catcher. We could take Bob Boone and get an upgraded catcher there. Like, would I vastly prefer Mike Schmidt? You better believe I would. And it ain't gonna happen. The number of things that would have to go right to even be in the ballpark of Mike Schmidt is just no. Orta, meh. Probably Bob Boone or Steve Yeager will be my target. Charlie Spikes does have the power I've been looking for. He might be a good target. Not Rich Coggins. Like, if I'm not getting a truly elite power hitter, I might not draft a hitter. Let's take a look and see who the best power hitters in this draft are. Mike Schmidt, Dwight Evans, Charlie Spikes, Gary Matthews. One of these 3 has the game-changing power that would transform our lineup. And we all of us know, everyone watches video knows, none of them will fall to me. It just ain't gonna happen. Where's Charlie Spikes? I'll be real with you. If Spikes is there at 13, and so is Yeager, I'm gonna have an awfully hard decision to make. I'm going to have an awfully hard decision to make. Ken Wrights is fine, but I have nowhere to play him. I would not take him. Like, Yeager's a definite upgrade at catcher, right? Like, there's no doubt about that. He's a really good all-around player who happens to be a pretty good catcher. Charlie Spikes has that raw power that our lineup is pretty desperately in need of. I don't know. If both players fell to me, I would have a very interesting decision on my hands. Also, Milwaukee, why the fuck would you take Buddy Bell over Mike Schmidt? I'm not knocking Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell is, in a lot of ways, an exceptional third baseman. A borderline Hall of Famer, depending on how you define such things. He had a really good career. Mike Schmidt has an argument for being the best third baseman ever play Major League Baseball. So, I mean, it's a great choice to have, but if I were the Brewers, there is no power in it that would stop me from taking Mike Schmidt. Yeah, all-time third baseman, like the very, very best of the best. I mean, Mike Schmidt is. I think it's fair to call him number one. Chipper Jones is awfully close. Um, Eddie Matthews for sure would be pretty high up there. Um, who else am I thinking of that would be an all-time great at third base? I'm just blanking right now. Those are the three that are popping to my head, though. Hmm. Scott Rowland is not one of the top five all time, but Scott Rowland definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Um, no, Robin Yount. Did Robin Yount play most of his games at third base? I don't think he did. I think he played mostly center field and second base. Wade Boggs. There's a third baseman for you. Brooks Robinson is an all-time great. Cal Ripken, depending on if you consider him a third baseman or a shortstop. By the time I was a kid and started watching baseball, he'd kind of already moved over to third base. I know, steroids, but Alex Rodriguez. The only reason I would say he's not one of the best third basemen is because he's one of the best shortstops, and that the Yankees were just ridiculously stupid to let Jeter stay at short and move A-Rod. That was a pretty dumb decision, in my opinion. But those are some of the all-time greats that played third base. Ron Santo, he took way too long to make the Hall of Fame. Come on now. At this point, has Miggy played more first than third? He started as a third baseman, an awful third baseman, when he came up with the Marlins. But anyway, enough of a trip down memory lane for today. Let's look at our pitching staff, and let's see how close we got to making the playoffs anyway on the strength of our incredible pitching staff. How did we do? What? What the what? What is happening here? Okay, there we go. It should not be that last year. It should be this year. Okay, what is going on here, game? Game, please. Yeah, that's why I was stuck on this week, which is obviously not sensible. What the actual shit? Why can I not pick this season? Oh, that's very cool. Look at all that stuff you can pick from. I think this is just a weird glitch that just happened right now. Because as you saw earlier, I was able to look at their season. Like, whatever. So, Don Sutton finished at his 6th WAR and had a very, very fine season. He was the workhorse because Fergie Jenkins got hurt. Jenkins was still a phenomenal pitcher, even if we didn't get him for 30 starts. Jerry Roos had a pretty good season in his own right. Paulie Boy was not great. Dave Baldwin was pretty good. Jim O'Toole would have been one of our better starters had we had him this season, which is encouraging to see. But yeah, our pitching staff was great. Our position players were good, but good plus great doesn't get you playoffs. So we're going to have to see who falls and who is available when we are choosing next season. Until then, though, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching. And if you do know of a bug report or a thread on the forums that actually indicates that there are serious problems with hitters developing the way they should be, please do share those with me. I know Foley crashed, but it's important to note that the real-life Tim Foley was merely an okay hitter. So it's not ridiculous that he's not going to be a 300 hitter in the majors, because he wasn't in real life. He was close, but he's merely okay. And so I think this seems very on brand for his actual career, right? Maybe a touch more pop. But yeah, he certainly wasn't a Hall of Famer in real life, so I'm not that bothered by it. But do let me know if there is any actual post or anything that I can read. I'm not saying I don't believe a video, but one player having it with one season or even their particular version of the game, it could just be some mod they've installed or some other change they've made. Right now I'm not seeing anything crazy, but I will definitely monitor that, and I'd appreciate any additional insight that you all can offer in the comments. Until next time, however, I'd like to thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. But until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.